नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्यतदे सतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे। जय राधा रस बिहारी राधा रस बिहारी राधे। जय सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान सीताराम लक्ष्मण भक्त हनुमान। जय गौरानिताय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय। जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि 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 बोल। We will do a little bit of on the topic of material nature, the prakriti that we were talking, and later on we will talk about the Janmashtami. Okay.
Oh, I want 102.
1 second.
Oh, I want.
Hare Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita has 5 topics. So would anybody like to recall those 5 topics? Shilpa Mataji, would you like to recall the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita?
Actually, I'm little bit unaware of that. Not clearly known.
Yes, Mataji? Yeah. So the first topic Bhagavad Gita talks about is Ishvara, who is the God. And then the second topic is Jiva, the soul, who are we? And then the third topic is Karma, about the actions that we perform. And then the fourth topic is Prakriti, the material nature. So from the topic of Ishvara, what did we understand? That everything has emanated from Krishna only. He said, Matta parataram nanyat kinchin asti dhananjaya. Mayi sarvam idam protam sutre maniganaiva. So everything there is nobody, nothing greater to Krishna. He says, Matta parataram nanyat kinchin asti dhananjaya. But how he remains like a thread which is invisible in the pearl necklace. Suppose you see a pearl necklace and how the pearls are together because of the thread. But are we able to see the thread? We cannot see the thread. But still, because the thread is there, the pearls are all placed and it becomes a necklace. So similarly, the entire material nature, the entire spiritual world and material world, everything rests on Krishna. He is the one on which everything is resting. And Krishna also says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarva pravartate. Everything comes from me. Both the spiritual world and the material world, everything comes from me. So by which Krishna is talking about his supremacy in Bhagavad Gita. Apart from that, he is also talking about his presence in every soul. He says that Ishvara sarvabhutana hriddeshorjuna tishtati. Brahmayan sarvabhutrani yantra rudana mayaya. He says, like how the car works because there is a driver. So Krishna is seated in our body and he takes care of the wandering of all the living entity. But Krishna is present in the form of Paramatma in each and every living entity. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matta smritirjnanam apohanam cha. So everything, the knowledge, forgetful and remembrance comes from Krishna. He says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto. I am seated in everyone's heart. Vedeshu durlabha. And he says that even the Vedas and everything comes from Krishna only. So we saw in the initial classes, there are 3 stages of realization of the God. The first stage is Brahman stage, where the God is present everywhere in the form of effulgence, in Brahman effulgence. And then the next thing is Paramatma is also seated in the heart of all the living entity. And then the highest state of understanding Krishna is he is a personality himself. So Krishna is a person. So tomorrow we are celebrating the Janmashtami. What does the word Janmashtami, Janam means? What does that mean? That means the birth? Yeah. Means the appearance. For the Lord, it is the appearance. So when Krishna comes, he does not have a material body like us, and he appears and he disappears. But Janam, for whatever reason we feel Janam is birth. So does it happen for an energy or does it happen for a person? Who will have Janam? So suppose we are we are buying a new laptop. Let's say today I'm getting a new laptop. So after 1 year, will you celebrate the festival of the laptop? Do we celebrate?
No. No.
No. We don't celebrate it for the matter, the laptop, the energy. We celebrate. Suppose it is your children's birthday, you celebrate every year, right? So similarly, the God is a person. So this is the highest realization of the God. I am trying to incorporate the consciousness of Krishna also in today's class, not taking it separately. So what can we do on Janmashtami day, that is tomorrow? We can try to remember some of the qualities of the Lord. So what are the qualities of the Lord that we learned in the previous classes? He has Shat Aishwarya. He has 6 qualities in fullness. So what are the 6 qualities that Krishna has in fullness? Seema Mataji, you can remember that?
Yes, it is wealth, then knowledge,
Mhm.
and the beautifulness,
Yeah,
uh,
beauty,
and
yeah,
fame,
fame, very good.
wealth.
Pardon? And then renunciation.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah, yes,
Yeah,
Mataji.
it's audible?
Yeah, it's audible. Yeah. So you covered all beauty.
Uh,
I think you didn't cover strength.
yeah, strengths. I
Strength.
was there.
So this is a 6 qualities of Krishna, which is present in fullness to him. Fullness in the sense 100%. Even in the material world, are we not attracted to these qualities? If somebody is very rich, are we not attracted to that person? If somebody is very beautiful, are we not attracted to that person? So we are attracted to these qualities, but in this material world, no one can have all these qualities in fullness. And even if they have to a greater extent, it is difficult for them to have all the six of the qualities in fullness. But Krishna has all these six qualities in fullness, Shat Aishwarya. So these are the six qualities of Krishna which is present in fullness, that is why Parasara Muni called him as Bhagavan. The term Bhagavan is come as Bhaga means the opulences, Van means who possess. So the one who possesses the six opulences in fullness, he is called a Bhagavan. So there is a definition for Bhagavan also given in Shastras. So we cannot see each and everyone as God. God is God and we are the living entity and we are all his part and parcel. And we may have some of the qualities of the Lord, but we can never have the qualities of the God in fullness. So nobody is equal to Krishna or greater than Krishna. So we are all the servants of Krishna. The Shastra says, Jivera Swarupa Hoy Krishnera Nityadas. We are all his eternal part and parcel and the servant of Krishna. Das means the servant. And another sloka in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mamaivamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are all his eternal part and parcel. Manashishtani Indriyani. But because of our mind and uncontrolled senses, is that we are struggling. Otherwise, if Krishna is having all these qualities, if he is Sachidananda Vigraha, he has knowledge, bliss, then we should also have everything in fullness, but which we do not have because of our uncontrolled mind and senses. So through the process of Bhakti Yoga, we are trying to purify our mind and the senses. So tomorrow being the Janmashtami day, what we can do is we can try to remember the qualities of the Krishna. Apart from that, we have also seen Krishna exhibiting a lot of qualities like Bhakta Vatsal. He became a charioteer for for Arjuna. And he became, when Vidura, he invited Krishna for a feast. And Vidura was living in a very humble place. And he offered him banana. But while engrossed in the conversation with Krishna, what Vidura did is he removed the fruit and he gave the peel to Krishna, the banana peel to Krishna. And Krishna accepted it. He had the banana peel also. So anything that we offer to Krishna with pure love, with pure intention, Krishna will surely accept it. So whatever we are offering to Krishna tomorrow and every day, we should offer it with a pure intention. Like Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati. One who offers me leaf, fruit, flower, or water. So how do you offer? The qualification is Yome Bhaktya Prechati. One who offers me with love and devotion, he says that he accepts it. So we should try to approach Krishna with utmost love and devotion because that is what Krishna wants. So tomorrow being Janmashtami, people celebrate the Janmashtami with their own capacity. Some of them might even invite so many people and they may offer chappan bhog and they may do many things for Krishna. They can decorate the home so beautifully. They can do so many things. But if the intention of that particular devotee is just to show him off or show her off, then do you think that Krishna will accept that service? No. Krishna is not looking for how much we give, how much we are doing. Krishna is looking at our intention. So whatever the smallest thing that we can do for Krishna, let us offer him with all of our hearts. So there are few things which we wanted to do it for Krishna. Suppose, okay, we have a desire to make a lot of bhoga for Krishna, but due to some other reasons, due to our on health issues or circumstantial issues, if we are not able to offer Krishna so much, even if you are preparing 1 or 2 items, and if you're meditating to Krishna, I would like to give you as many uh, bogas as possible. But as you know, Krishna, my situation is not permitting. So please accept it. Then Krishna accept it mentally also. There was one devotee who was meditating on Krishna, and he was quite poor that he could not offer Krishna because of his poverty. But in his heart, he wanted to offer the kheer for Krishna. So he meditated on offering the kheer for Krishna, and suddenly he felt that the kheer might be very hot for the Lord and he has to cool it. So he tried to touch his finger with the kheer, and when he did it, his finger really got burnt. So, which shows that even by meditation, if we are offering Krishna something, Krishna is accepting that. So, let us try to give our hearts to Krishna tomorrow. So, we are very fortunate by the mercy of Krishna. We are getting closer to the Krishna, that he has given us this path of Krishna consciousness, where each and every one of us has taken this path. So, let us try and let us pray to Krishna that we would stick on to this process. Let us try to chant even more, with more rounds or with more intensity. Let's try to avoid little more distractions from chanting. Let us try to chant in the early morning hours, because chanting in the early morning hours gives us lot of peace and lot of strength while chanting. So let us try to wake up at least 30 minutes before what we usually wake up, and dedicate at least couple of rounds to Krishna with all our intensity. During the day, we are occupied with so many chores. Sometimes we do our chanting because we have taken up the sankalp, so it becomes our routine. But rather, let us try to chant our rounds, no matter whatever rounds we are chanting, how many of our rounds we are chanting. Let us try to chant with even more greater intensity to please the Krishna. The motive of chanting is to please Krishna. That is our thing. Here, when you chant, you are coming in personal association with the Lord. And when we have a pure chanting, Krishna and Radha, they dance in our tongue. Our tongue becomes the place for their Rasa Leela. It becomes a ground for their Rasa Leela. So we have to try to chant with lot of intensity, that Radha and Krishna will dance with our tongue. 1 second, Hare Krishna.
What's a second of Nadia?
I think Eve can flow. Okay. Hare Krishna, I'm sorry about it. So let us try to do our chanting with even more intensity, and let us have some spiritual practices like reading Bhagavad Gita, at least 2 verses every day, or reading any Krishna conscious literatures that we have, let it be a small book or a big book or whatever it is. We will try to allocate at least 15 to 20 minutes in reading the literatures and try to hear about Krishna. There are so many lectures of Srila Prabhupada which is available in YouTube. So while we are doing our course and while we are doing the work, we can try to listen to the pure devotee. And what happens while we listen? Krishna Katha is so purifying that it can give us bliss. No amount of material, whatever the material things can give the happiness that we can derive by chanting and by hearing the Krishna Katha. One may think, okay, I may become happy by buying an Audi car, or I may become happy by buying a 4 bedroom house. But those kind of happiness last only for some time. They are at most temporary. By the time we get into the house, our desires further increases. Next, we think, okay, when am I going to buy a penthouse? Instead of buying a 4 bedroom house, I can buy a penthouse. Like that, when we are trying to satisfy our heart through material desires, our material desires becomes more and more, and it never becomes less, and it can never give satisfaction to the heart, because we are all originally the spirit souls. So somehow or the other, we came in contact with the matter. The matter is the Apara Shakti. We have Parashakti and Apara Shakti. Inferior nature and superior nature. The spirit soul is superior nature, whereas the matter is inferior nature. Because we came in contact with the inferior nature, we identify ourselves with the body. We think that by fulfilling our material desire through matter, we can get happiness. That's why the more we are growing old and older, our happiness quotient keeps going down and down. Because a child just tries to enjoy the world with whatever the child gets. The child doesn't know that, some toy which is 10 rupees and the toy this is 1,000 rupees or 10,000 rupees. Whatever comes by the way, the child accepts it and the child enjoys. So mostly when you see, the children are happy because they do not know the value and they are not greedy about things. But the moment they grow up, as and when they grow up, through the peers, they know, okay, which brand shoes you're wearing, which brand bag you're carrying, where do you go on the weekend, where did you go for a vacation? Then, their mind becomes corrupted. Then they think the actual happiness for us is only we can be happy if at all I have a foreign tour. But that is not actually the case. As we all understand, during our own childhood, did we go to such places where we not more happy? No, but what happened to the current generations because of lot of capitalism and materialism? Even the children at a very young age are taught to take pleasure through the materialism. That's why we see that the frustration and depression and everything is growing in our children. So we should try to give our children also the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. At least little by little, we can try to teach them so that they can be happy. So while we are talking about the material world, we are thinking about the material life. Material world is like a spider web. So let us try to compare between how the spider web and the material world, like how the spider is caught in the web, similarly how we are caught in the Maya. So the spider spins in the web and after a while winds it and backs it itself, right? It doesn't keep on spinning. So similarly, the Supreme Lord creates this material world, after a while pulls it back within himself. So from each breath of the Karnodakshayani Vishnu, each universe comes. And at the end of his breath, because we inhale and we exhale, right? So this inhalation and exhalation of Karnodakshayani Vishnu is what each Brahman comes. So when the Lord inhales, exhales, what happens? The material world comes. And when the Lord inhales, all the material world goes back to him. So just like a spider web, this material world is also temporary. There is a creation and there is a maintenance and there is a destruction. So material world is not a permanent place. The spider web traps many flies and other insects. So the illusionary power of the material energy traps and binds those spirit souls who are rebellious to God and wish to enjoy the independence of Him. So similarly, what does the Maya does? Like how the spider traps the flies, the Maya also traps. Why the Maya is able to trap us? Because of our rebellious nature. Each and every one of us, we wanted to take the position of Krishna. We think that, we are the doers. We think that, our family cannot run without us. We think I am this, I am that. So we give so much of importance to ourselves. We develop a false ego, thinking that we are the one who are maintaining this world. Even today, what all the scientists are thinking, the scientists are trying to find solution for many things in the world, but are they really able to find solutions? No. The moment they find one solution, then two other problem comes, isn't it? Because they are trying to take the position of the Lord. They think that they can control, they can manipulate the material world by their scientific discoveries, which is not possible. So, and then who wish to enjoy independence of him. So, Krishna is supremely independent, Swara, and we being his part and parcel, we also have a tiny independence. So, with this tiny independence, some of us can continue our path in Krishna consciousness, and because of the independence given by the Lord, some of us may also deviate from the path of Krishna consciousness. We are attracted, but because of our independence and because of the Maya, we think, this world is very nice. Rather than coming and listening to this class on Sunday, maybe I can go to a movie, or I can, have some family time. I can talk with my friend. I can go out with someone like that. The Maya gives us lot of allurements, how we can avoid Krishna, how we can avoid chanting, how we can avoid hearing, how we can avoid reading. But Krishna says, Mama Maya Daivihesha Gunamayi, Mama Maya Duratyaya. This Maya is also his energy. So, Mama Maya Duratyaya. So, it is very difficult to overcome. Krishna himself says that Maya is very difficult to overcome because it is my energy. But in the next line, he says, Mame eva prapadyante Maya metam tarantite. But the one who is surrendered to me, one who has given his life to Krishna, Maya metam tarantite, he can easily come out of the trapping of Maya. So the only way where we can come out of Maya is by surrendering ourselves to Krishna. So without surrendering to Krishna, we cannot come out of Maya. Like sometimes, there are people who keeps a vrata for 30 days. Like I think in South, if you have heard that people go to Shabarimala, I think Seema Mataji knows that. In Kerala, many people go to the Shabarimala. And those 30 days, yes, no, Mataji? Many
Yes,
people go there, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah, so those 30 days, what they do is they have a severe austerity. They don't even walk with the shoes. They walk in the floor. They sleep in the floor. They don't even sleep in the bed. And they follow celibacy. And they don't take alcohol. They don't smoke, or they don't eat meat. They refrain themselves from everything. And then they go and to the Sabarimala. They take the darshan of the Lord. They do their prayers. And upon coming down of the Shabarimala, you will see that there are so many meat shops, isn't it? So just coming back, they are just waiting when those 30 days will happen and when can I get back to my old habits. Even here, Maharashtrians, many people, Shravan month, they don't take non-veg food, right? And once the 30 days is over, the very first day, when the next month starts, what do they plan? Okay, how will I cook and how will I eat? Because our senses are uncontrolled. We are trying to artificially keep it away, but we are not addressing our senses as a root cause. But one who is taking up the process of Krishna consciousness, the one who is chanting the holy names of Krishna, the one who is hearing the Krishna Katha, the one who is remembering Krishna, the one who is reading the Shastras, these habits will automatically go away. It's a personally, I've seen many people who have given up all their bad habit taking into the process of Krishna consciousness. Personally, when Prabhupada went to America, Americans are all hardcore non-vegetarians. They eat meat in the morning, afternoon, and evening. It's their staple food. And they also drink alcohol, and having relation with anybody before marriage is absolutely okay with them. And then so they were basically breaking all the four regulative principles. But when these people, when they got in touch with Srila Prabhupada, when they were hearing the Krishna Katha and when they had the prasadam and when they started chanting, they became sadhus. So that is the power of Krishna consciousness, because rasavarjam rasobhyasya param drishtva nivartate. So once you develop a higher taste, the lower taste will automatically go away, isn't it? So because you have developed a higher taste, so why do you go for a lower taste? So the only way where we can come out of the Maya is try to surrender to Krishna. Surrendering to Krishna means practicing Krishna consciousness. We are all sadhakas. We don't have spontaneous love for Krishna. That will happen when we are practicing. As a practicing devotee, we need to have some kind of a regular sadhana that is fixed. Based on our situation, if some of us are working, some of us are having family commitments or whatever it is, let us take a stipulated time for Krishna consciousness. Maybe every day, what comes or go, I will allocate at least 30 minutes for Krishna consciousness. I will chant few rounds. I will read something, some literatures about Krishna consciousness, and at least one meal I will prepare for Krishna to start with. And I will offer him some fruit, flower, and some water and some milk, like that. We can start our journey with some baby steps. Because the more we are going to Krishna, even if we keep one step towards Krishna, Krishna keeps 10 steps towards us. So, but that one step taking, Krishna wants us to take that. He has given us so many opportunities through his devotees. So, like how we conducted this program in the Runwal forest, I think there also now some of them are more interested to take up the spiritual journey. Like that, we are trying to give opportunity to many people. When we become devotees, we should also try to give the opportunity to others to take up Krishna consciousness. We can talk about our experience in Krishna consciousness. We can encourage them to read some Bhagavad Gita or like that, by which we should also try to give this Krishna consciousness to everyone in all walks of life. Like in the morning, I shared the video because we are so much influenced by the West, we don't even know that the Shastras are important to us. At least the basic thing is learn the Shastras, then do whatever you want. So it is very important that we distribute this Shastric knowledge to everyone. So the insect in the web struggle hard to free themselves only to discover that they have become more tightly bound. Correct? Once the insect comes into the spider web, is it so easy for the insect to come out? No, it is very, very difficult. So similarly, the living entity in the material world struggle hard against the stringent laws of material nature to avoid misery and to gain happiness, only to find themselves immersed in greater suffering. We are all trying to mitigate our suffering, but are we able to do that? No, because the laws of nature are very stringent. Why does the war happens? Because of animal killing, because of slaughterhouses. So we think that we can do cruelty to the animals and especially the cow killing. That is a because the cow is the among all the animal, the consciousness of the cow is considered to be the highest. So in the evolution cycle, they say that after the somebody takes the birth of a cow, the next life is a human being. So suppose you're slaughtering the cow, you're checking the advancement of the cow. That cow, which is going to become a human in the next life, because it is killed prematurely, isn't it? So we are doing a non-violence to that creature by not giving advancement towards that creature to get into the human form of life. So we have got this human form of life after crossing 80 lakh species of life, and we are still trying to come out of the sufferings or defend, like eating, mating, defending, and sleeping. And we are doing the same animalistic activity, but with a greater facilities. So we should know that the nature of the material world is to cause sufferings, and even if it gives happiness to us, that is also temporary because everybody has to die and we are suffering from repeated birth and death. So the real freedom we can get is only when we come out of the cycle of the birth and death. Until then, we don't have a real freedom, which we all have witnessed 2 years back when Corona came. Did anybody have a real freedom? We didn't have. So we know that we are not independent. We have a tiny independence by which we can decide what to do, whether we surrender to Krishna or whether we enjoy our senses and enjoy through the matter. But we don't have a complete independence. Even though we are trying to manipulate the matter, but the result is not favoring us. The flies in the web can only get free when someone from outside the web frees them. Can it come on its own? Suppose we see a fly which is caught in the web. Sometimes what do? We just, pat the web so that the fly gets free. So the living entity which are bound in the material world by the shackles of Maya can only be freed from someone who is already free. Like the bound cannot release the bound. If my hands are bound, If my hands are bound with a rope, will I be able to release somebody else? If my hands are cuffed, will I be able to remove the cuff of somebody else? Is it possible?
No.
Not
No.
possible, because my hand is not free. Then how can I free somebody else? So our hand should be free. So that's why we approach the Guru. Because a Guru, a bona fide spiritual master, is free from the three modes of material nature. And he is not subjected to modes of nature like us. So he has already come out and his hands are free. So he can, by taking shelter of a Guru to obtain Krishna, he can free us from the shackles of the birth, death, old age, and disease. So that is why it is very important for us to approach a bona fide guru whose hands are not tied, whose hands are free, so that they can remove us from the clutches of this material world. Okay. Why is it so? Because the living entities are in ignorance. They do not know the nature of their bondage is the illusionary energy and how to get free from them. Right? They do not know, because we are all in illusion. We think, just by paying some lakhs of money, by putting somebody in the ventilator, we can come out of the death. Isn't it? We think, by making some material adjustments, we can live happily. So this is just the ignorance. Whereas we do not know that, we are not the body, we are the spirit souls, and we are eternal. Najayate mriyate va kadachin. Our soul is eternal. We are not temporary. Only our body is temporary, whereas our soul is permanent. Our soul is eternal. So because we have accepted the material body, we think ourselves to be the body, and we are undergoing the sufferings. So before we talk of freedom, let us first discuss the nature of the bondage. What is that which is binding us? So what is the nature of this bondage in the material world, and how does it work? To know this, we all have to understand the concept of the three modes of the material nature, or three gunas. The three modes of material nature. So Krishna in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 describes elaborately about the modes of material nature. So he talks about three gunas, which is Sattva guna, which is the mode of goodness, and Rajo guna, which is the mode of passion, and Tamo guna, which is the mode of ignorance. So these gunas binds the living entity. So although Sattvagun is very conducive for us to practice devotional service, from which one can come to the Vishuddha Sattva, purified Sattvagun. But at least we should try to avoid Tamogun and Rajogun. We should try to avoid working in the mode of passion and ignorance. Everything in the material creation is characterized and influenced by these modes. The modes are all pervading. Like even in the Christianity, they say that hate the sin, but not the sinner. Similarly, we are thinking that we are doing prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasya. But we are not the doers. It's our nature, the modes of nature, which is making us to do particular thing. We know somebody by nature, they are very angry by nature. Somebody by nature, they are very polite. They don't get angered very soon. So similarly, we see people having different modes of nature, and it is their modes of nature which is acting on them. We are not the doers. It's our modes. Gunai karmani sarvasya. Ahankara vimudatma. Ahankar, because of ahankar, the false ego, and Krishna uses the word called vimudatma. Means he is using a bad word. Atma is soul. Vimudatma is a foolish soul. Kartaham iti manyate. We think that we are the doers, whereas it's the modes of nature which are doing that. These modes are all pervading. Like there are just three primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. By mixing blue and yellow, we get green, and by mixing red and blue, we get purple. By further mixing and over mixing, all the wide varieties of colors in the world are created. We know that. There are so many shades of colors. But what are the three basic colors? Red, blue, and green. So although there are only three colors, we see a varieties of colors. So similarly, most of the living entities, We are not exactly having one particular mode. The modes are mixed. Some of them might have sattva gun by, let's say, 50 percentage, and 50 percentage may be rajogun and tamogun. For some, the tamogun is very predominant. They may be 50% predominant with their tamogun, and then their rajogun and sattvagun may be little. For some, the sattvagun, the rajogun may be prevalent, and the other gunas are less predominant. So always the modes, they compete with each other. One mode predominates over the other. Even in our own course of the day, are we not seeing that the morning times we are more in the mode of goodness? Isn't it? Our mind is clear. Whereas in the afternoon, as the day passes on, we are more in the mode of passion. And during the evening and the night, we go more in the mode of ignorance. So similarly, many things determine our modes of nature. Sometimes we are in Sattva Gun, sometimes we are in Rajogun, and sometimes we are in Tamogun. So everything in the material creation can be classified according to the three modes. Here is just an example. None of the three modes exist purely in the material world. Like as I said, it is always a mixture of the modes. They are always mixed together in varying proportion. For example, among the animals, the cows are in the mode of goodness, and then the lion is in the mode of passion, and the monkeys are in the mode of ignorance. And spiritual, beyond the three modes, human beings has the capacity to come to the spiritual level, like pure goodness, if spiritually realized. We have an opportunity to come out of the modes of nature by spiritual realization. Is it possible for a cow or a lion or a monkey to realize the Lord? To realize the God? It is not possible, but whereas we can realize. And time, as is the early morning time, we are more in the mode of goodness. And during the day, we are in the mode of passion. And in the night, we are in the mode of ignorance. But for serving Krishna, any time is conducive. There is no time called good or bad. Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Namnamakari Bahuta Nija Sarva Sakti Tattarpita Niyamita Smaranena Kala. He said that there is no rules. There is no regulation. There is no time. You can chant the holy names anytime you want, anywhere you want. And Namnamakari Bahuta Vijas Sarva Sakti. I have so many names Krishna has. Govinda, Vasudeva, Keshava, Madhava, Padmanabha, Sridhara. We have so many names. So he didn't say that just call only one name. I have so many names. You can call any names of Krishna anytime and anywhere without any niyama, without any rules. So to practice Krishna consciousness, there is absolutely no rules or no regulation. We can serve Krishna throughout the day. And the place, forest, because have we seen in the early days, the kings, they retire to forest to do their vanaprastha. They retire and they go to forest. So the forest is in the mode of goodness. Cities are in the mode of passion, which we all realize, right? Bombay, it is called Maya Nagari. Also, few people call it as Mumbai as a Maya Nagari. So a lot of passion. People here are all passionate, and places like bars and other places are in the mode of ignorance, and temples are in the mode of pure goodness. So to get the pure goodness, let's try to visit the temple when we get time. And food, fresh fruits, vegetables, and grains are in the mode of goodness. Spicy food are in the mode of passion, and meat and liquor and those food are in the mode of ignorance. And prasadam is transcendental to all these three modes. So when we are offering prasadam, when we are offering bhoga to Krishna and take it as prasadam, we are free from the three modes of the nature. Because whatever, suppose a cook is preparing, that's why we should also prepare the bhoga for Krishna with utmost consciousness. Because whatever the mode one prepares, that mode is transferred in the food. Sometimes when we eat outside food, we don't feel good. Have you all realized it sometimes? Few places after eating, we don't feel good. Has it ever
Yes,
happened
Mataji.
to? Yeah, because it is the consciousness of the cook. Maybe he cooked with different consciousness. He must have thought in a summer day, it's my fate that I have to cook. He must be boiling with the heat. And why should I work? My fate is so bad that I have to cook and do my living. So, with that frustration, he might have been cooking the food. And when we eat the food cooked by somebody out of frustration, then what happens to us? We also get frustrated by eating such food, isn't it? Sometimes we are calling the maids in the early in the morning, 6 o'clock, to help us prepare the breakfast and prepare the lunch, to prepare the dabba and everything. Yeah, some of them are good, but some of the maids, what they may think, it is my fate, because I am born poor, that I have to come, leave my family and come and cook for this family. These people, because they have money, they can pay me and they are able to get the work done and they are living a happy life. Is very possible, very much possible for a cook to think that way, right? Because for a cook, it is just a job, isn't it? As I said, I am not generalizing, but it might be a possibility for few cook to think that way. So, as much as possible, let us try to cook for the Lord. Let us not think that we are cooking, because when we are cooking for the Lord and giving as a prasadam to the family, we can see a lot of difference in the family members also. So let us all try to at least make one meal of prasadam every day and serve our family members with prasadam. Can we all do this? I think most of you are offering, right? How many of you are offering? Just you can put a thumbs up in case you're offering the prasadam to the Lord. You don't have to say. If you're offering the boga, just put a thumbs up. Okay, Mataji, Uma Mataji. And if you have not been offering, so please try to start it from tomorrow itself. Tomorrow is a great day on Janmashtami where the Lord appeared to take us back. So let us try to start that habit. An object of worship. The people who are in the Sattva-guna, they worship the Devatas, the demigods. The people who are in Rajoguna, they worship powerful men. We have seen, right? Some people, they worship the politician, they worship the actor, they worship the actress, like that. I don't know. I heard there is a temple for Amitabh Bachchan also. Is it true? Is there a temple for him? I don't know. I have heard.
For
Okay.
Rajnikant, yeah, very sure it will be.
Yeah, and I think Kushbu also, I think in South, some actress also, she had a temple. So they try to, worship the powerful men. And people in the Tamogun, you will see in the village side another thing, they invoke the ghosts and spirit and they do the worship. And people who are in the Shuddha Sattva, they worship Lord Krishna. As we seen before, Krishna is like a root. When we water the roots, then the plant automatically gets nourished. The leaves get nourished, the twigs get nourished, the branch get nourished, the stem gets nourished. But if you are trying to only water the leaf, is it possible for the tree to survive? No. So by watering the roots, so by offering the worship to Krishna, all the demigods are also pleased, because everything in this world is a part and parcel of Krishna, including all the demigods, including Lord Shiva, including Lord Brahma, including Ganesha. Every god, every devatas is everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, but they are given different designations. Like Ganesha is given the designation of removing the obstacles. Saraswati is given the designation of education department. So similarly, and Kartikeya is given the department of a general of the army. So Shiva is given the department of destruction. So Brahma is given the department of creation. Like that, each and every demigods or devatas, they are all endowed with special powers. So we should respect them. We should not disrespect them, because they are part and parcel of the Lord and they are in a higher cadre, like a prime minister and we. He is also a citizen. We are also the citizen. There's no difference, right? He is not a special citizen, right? But there is a difference between the prime minister and us. When the prime minister comes, don't we offer our respect to him, or we just walk out and go? We will offer our respect to him, right? So similarly, while we respect all the gods, but worship should be given to Krishna. That's why Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. Why this word is saying Shravanam and Kirtanam is only for Vishnu, not for other God. Smaranam Pada Sevanam. Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. So one can develop the devotional process in the 9 ways from hearing. Shravanam, Kirtanam by glorifying or by chanting, Smaranam by remembering, and Padasevanam by worshipping his lotus feet, and Archanam by offering the puja. Even we are collecting the ingredients for cooking, that also becomes archana, provided you're going to offer that food to Krishna. So your cooking process itself becomes an archana because you're cooking for Krishna. Vandanam, prayers. Dasyam, as a servant. So we can try to uh, maintain this habit of being in the mood of a servant to the devotees of Krishna and serve them because they are already serving the Krishna. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Dasa Dasanu Dasa. We should be in the mood of the servant of the servant of the servant of the God. So we should try to make friendship with the devotees of the Lord, and we should try to serve the devotees of the Lord, and Atma Nivedanam. Try to completely surrender to Krishna. So one may follow all of the 9 process, or one may follow some of these process. Or Prabhupada said, even if one is following one of this process very nicely, that is also good enough for someone to go back home, back to Godhead. If you're only interested in even hearing about Krishna constantly, you can go back to Godhead. So bondage due to the 3 modes. So as I said, we are already bonded with the 3 ropes. The word guna also means rope. The 3 modes are thus ropes that binds the conditioned soul to the material world. Sattvagun is like the rope of the gold. Rajogun is like the rope of silver, and Tamogun is like a rope of iron. So iron shackle or silver shackle or gold shackle. If one is bound as a prisoner in a jail, does it matter if the ropes are made up of gold, silver, or iron? A prisoner is a prisoner after all, right? We cannot say, no, because I am having gold cuff, I am a greater prisoner. So a prisoner is a prisoner. So we should try to come out of all the 3 gunas. Oh, the nature of such bondage is described in Bhagavad Gita in chapter 14, text 6. O sinless one, the mode of goodness being purer than the others is illuminating, and it frees one from the sinful reaction. Those situated in the mode become conditioned by the sense of happiness and knowledge. Even the people who are in the mode of goodness, they may feel, you know, that they have more knowledge than others, and I am more happy than others. Even they are conditioned, but they are conditioned in a different way. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings. So people who are passionate, they want something more and more. They need more and more things to fulfill their desire, unlimited desires. O son of Kunti, and because of this, the embodied living entity is bound to fruitive activities. We think whatever we do, we want some result of this. Okay, if I am doing chanting of the Mahamantra, maybe because I am chanting, maybe Krishna should give something to me. I am going to the temple, to Siddhivinayak temple. Maybe Ganesha should give me a bigger house, or may have to give me the car. Like that, we are all wanting something. Everything that we do, we are looking for some fluid activity. O scion of Bharata, note that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is a delusion of all embodied living entity. The results of this are madness, indolence, and sleep, which binds the conditioned souls. We know people, तमोगुण में जो लोग रहते हैं, Saturday or Sunday, they never wake up. अगर holiday है तो उनको 10 बजे, 11 बजे, 12 बजे तक उठना है. They don't want to do any work, and they are very much, they feel, sleeping is giving them happiness, and they get very irritated for every small things, and they get indolence to something. They may get addicted to few things like gaming or meat eating or alcohol or something like that. Scion of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive activities, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness. So all the modes are making us conditioned, whether we are in Sattvagun or Rajogun or Tamogun, but the conditioning is in a different level. But at least being in the Sattvagun, we can go to the Shuddha Sattva. We can purify that also. It is more conducive for the devotional service, but we should come out of that also. It is good to eat fruits and vegetables and lentils like that, but it is more good by offering it to Krishna and eat it as a prasadam. So when we are eating fruits and vegetables without offering, it is sattva good. It is a sattva food, sattvic food. But when we are offering to Krishna, then that becomes prasada. So that is the difference between sattva and vishuddha sattva. Is it clear? We are doing it, but one step more we are going, where whatever we are doing, we are dedicating to Krishna with kaya, vacha and manasa, with our body, mind and intelligence. Everything when we are dedicating to Krishna, the sattva gun also become vishuddha sattva, the pure goodness. So all living beings are thus puppets in the hand of the three gunas. Can we see this picture? How we are all the puppets of the three gunas? Many times we don't want to get angry, but we do become angry. Sometimes we know what we are doing is sinful, but still we commit, knowing that, okay, maybe one last time, let me do this. Maybe from next time, I will not do this. Isn't it? Like that. So you can see that how we are bound by the ropes of the nature. These are the invisible threads. So this is a sloka I recited. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. The spirit soul bewildered by the influence of false ego thinks himself to be the doer of the activities that are in actuality carried by the three modes of material nature. So as we see, the general characteristic of Sattvagun is purity, happiness and knowledge. In Rajogun, if somebody is in Rajogun, they have unlimited desire and they do hard work and they are little greedy and they seek for worldly pleasure. And people in Tamogun, they are foolish, they like to sleep a lot, they are lazy and they may be intoxicated and they are unclean. They don't even make their bed after they wake up. They bath maybe once in 2-3 days or like that. And the result of being in Sattvagun is freedom from sinful reactions. If you're in Sattvagun, you will not occur any sinful reactions. Next birth will be the heavenly planets. We may go to some heavenly planets, but not to the spiritual planets. But because of all the goodness that you did, pious activity, we may go to heavenly planets. But people in Rajogun, they may come back to the earth again. We may take another life in the earthly planets. And people in Tamogun, they will go to animal kingdom or the hellish planets. So we should know, based on our gunas, where do we go? So we have to choose whether I have to come back again to the earthly planets, or whether I want to go to the lower planets, or whether I want to go to heavenly planets, because that is also not permanent. Krishna has said that Shine Punya Matyaloke Vishanti. Once your punya get exhausted, you fall down from the heavenly planets to the Mrityulok. So let us go for something which is permanent, like Vaikunt or Golok. So Krishna is beyond the three modes. Tribir Gunai Mayir Bhavai Ebi Sarvam Mitam Jagat Mohitam Nabi Janati Mame Ebya Paramapyayam. Deluded by the three modes, the whole world does not know me, who I am above the three modes and inexhaustible. So Krishna is not subjected to the modes of nature. Only we are subjected to the modes of the nature. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetu nanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. And Krishna says that this material world is also working under my direction. O son of Kunti, producing all the moving and non-moving things. Under its rule, the manifestation is created and annihilated again and again. So again and again, Krishna is saying that everything works under his direction. So what is the real freedom? Is to transcend the three modes or to break the bondage of the three ropes. This is practically impossible to do because the modes are very powerful and insurmountable. But Lord Krishna gives the way out. He said, Daivihesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mame eva prapadyante maya metam tarantite. The divine energy of mind consisting of the three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered to me can easily cross beyond it. Thus, it is only by becoming transcendental platform of devotional service to Krishna that we can experience the real freedom and return to the original spiritual home in the Vaikuntha world. So, we have to come out of all the three modes of material nature, which can only be possible by practicing Krishna consciousness. So, how do we practice Krishna consciousness? So far, what all we learned about Krishna consciousness? What all the things that we can do? Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Chanting.
Yeah, so we can all try to chant our rounds. So for some of them who are new to the classes, Shravya Mataji, how could you follow today's class?
Yeah, yes, we were able.
Okay, Mataji. Okay, because some of them were little bit of follow-up, so I might have been little bit fast because we spoke about these topics little more in length in the previous class. So have to revise through, but I hope you could still follow things. Is it Mataji? Were you able to follow?
Yes, I was able to follow. It was just
Okay, Mataji. So are you chanting, Mataji?
no, not
Okay, so starting from tomorrow, Mataji, please try to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You are aware of Hare Krishna Mahamantra?
no. I just maybe I'll have
Okay, Mataji. I will put it in the group. So from tomorrow, please try to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra because it's the Janmashtami. So the appearance day of Krishna, where Krishna is more and more merciful tomorrow. So anything that we can take tomorrow, any kind of endeavors, we can go a very, very long way in devotion. So Janmashtami is a very powerful day where many people, even when they come to the temple and they come to the preaching desk and they answer, we have some spiritual questionnaire also, which we do to the people who are new to the spiritual knowledge. And there are many people who became a devotee from that day. So Janmashtami is a very good day, Mataji, that we can pray to Krishna to engage us in devotional service. We do not know much how to do, but if our intention is pure, Krishna says, Ye yatamam prapadyante tam sataiva bhajamyaham. To the extent we are devoted to him, to that extent Krishna reciprocates to us. So let us try to dedicate our life, our this life towards Krishna by pleasing the Krishna. Whatever activities we do, yat karoshi, yad dashnashi, yad juhoshi tadati, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurusva madarpanam. Let us try to do everything for Krishna. Whatever austerity we perform, whatever charity we do, whatever food that we eat, let us try to do everything as an offering to Krishna. And Krishna also said, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmara Yudhyacha. Always remember me and do your fighting for Arjuna because he was a Kshatriya. But we all have our own prescribed duty. No matter whatever job we are doing or whatever position we are, whether we are a housewife or whatever we are doing, let us try to always do it by remembering the Lord, which is very, very possible for us to do that. And tomorrow, Janmashtami, because the appearance day of the Lord, we fast till 12 p.m. in the night. So the ideally it is advisable if you can do full fast, means without water also. That's the highest level of fasting. If you cannot be without fasting from water, you can take water. If it is difficult for you, just by taking water and maintaining yourself, you can take some fruits. And if you cannot manage with fruits also, take some Ekadashi Prashadam like non-grain sabudana and other thing. And let us try to refrain ourselves from the grains because it's the appearance day of the Lord. So till the Lord appears, we do fasting that day. And while we break the fast, we do not break with the grains. We have to break the fast with the non-grains. So remember tomorrow at 12 o'clock, if you're fasting and if you're breaking the fast, please don't take the grain prasadam. We will only take the non-grain prasadam for tomorrow. So that is one thing we can do. Another thing, whatever the altar we have in the home, if we have Vigraha, we can do Abhishek. If we don't have Vigraha, then we can decorate our altar beautifully with a lot of flowers and everything as per one capacity and make some nice preparations to the Lord, whatever you're expert at. We are fasting, but Lord is not fasting. So we can make anything that we are good And we can offer it as a boga to the Lord. And above all, we can pray that please engage me in devotional service. It was many birth time that I had, and I had been forgetting you. At least in this lifetime, please make me to remember you always. It is a fact when Krishna says that Ante Narayana Spriti, one who remembers me in the last time, he goes back to the Vaikuntha Lok. The very fact that we are still in the material world is we were not able to remember Lord in any one of our lifetimes. We have been always forgetful of our Lord. We thought that the family will protect us, the country will protect us, they will protect us, they will protect us, but we never were able to remember Krishna. So at least now we can pray to Krishna. Krishna, please let me remember you all the time. Don't make me forget you. So in this way, we can dedicate our heart to Krishna and call him, remember his qualities, and make some sankalpa on how we can please him on a daily basis as a discipline. Like some of you are being a teacher and we are all mothers. So Uma Mataji knows if you want to score good marks, Mataji, isn't it not important we have a regular studying habit? Just by studying the day before exam, can somebody score good marks?
No.
So what do you suggest to your students? Take out time every day and
Be
read and study
consistent. Yeah.
every day. Be consistent, right?
Yeah.
So similarly, in devotional practice also, consistency is very important. On this Janmashtami day, let us try to dedicate our life to Krishna and pray to him to please give us the courage to be in this path of Krishna consciousness, which is the only way that can take us out of the clutches of the birth, death, disease, and old age and gives us the real freedom. The real freedom is freedom from the three modes of material nature. And I have given you how we can come out of the, how we can, is very easy to convert Sattva Gun to Vishuddha Sattva. Like eating fruits is Sattva, but offering and eating becomes Vishuddha Sattva. So like that, Sattva Gun is very easy. If you're in Sattva Gun already, that means following Vishuddha Sattva is more easy because just a little bit of adjustment is needed from there. But if you are in Tamogun and Rajogun, it may take little longer time, but nevertheless, nothing is impossible for Krishna. We have to have faith that Krishna can make the impossible possible. So just no matter what we are now, let us pray to Krishna and he will definitely fulfill our desires. Okay, Mataji? Anybody have any question on about today's class or anything related to Janmashtami? You can ask.
Yeah, I want to ask two questions. One is that you said that early morning, half an hour,
Yeah.
we can chant
Wake
it.
up
Like.
little
So,
early. Yeah.
yeah, is it necessary to have a bath and then
Not
chant, or
necessary, Mataji. Just clean yourself, brush, wash your hands and face, and you can chant. No problem. That's what I said. Nam Nam Makari Bhavuta Nija Sarva Sakti Tattarpita Niyamita Ena Kalaha. Mahaprabhu said there is no rules and regulation for chanting. So you can chant. Just basic cleaning alone is enough. Okay.
and secondly, when we offer the food, it's not
Yeah.
for tomorrow, that regularly when we offer the
Yeah.
food, is it
Yeah.
necessary that we have to, how do we offer it? I just
Okay,
want to know okay,
Mataji.
how,
Yeah. So I will post the pranam. How we offer to Krishna is, as I said, we do not approach Krishna directly. So until then, you can chant Mahamantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Start with chanting with Hare Krishna Mahamantra and offer it. But we offer Krishna through the Guru. Because Guru is a medium for us to reach Krishna. So we chant that Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya, which we sing. We sing that 3 times. And then we offer pranam to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu only we are able to chant the Mahamantra. He established the Yuga Dharma. So Namo Mahabadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gorad Vishe Namaha. I will post the Prasadam prayers in the group today, Mataji. And then we offer it to Krishna. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Itayata, Jagaditaya Krishnaya, Like that, we offer it to Krishna and then we can chant the Mahamantra. But initially, until you get all these prayers, chant at least Mahamantra 3 times. And important thing is, we should offer Krishna with Tulsi. Without Tulsi, Krishna will not accept the Bhoga. So everybody, please remember, when you're making an offering to Krishna, please offer it with Tulsi. That's very important to offer with Tulsi. Suppose we are not getting it on a daily basis, we can get Tulsi on a weekly basis. And Tulsi can be offered in any way. Not necessary that Tulsi should be fresh. Only the leaf can be offered. Even the stem of Tulsi can be offered. Even a dry Tulsi can also be offered. If you are not able to get fresh Tulsi every day, we can get it and we can try to store and keep, or even we can keep some dry Tulsi and keep, so that those days when we are not able to get fresh Tulsi, we can use the dry Tulsi and offer. But remember to offer Bhoga with Tulsi. That is very important for us to offer to Krishna. Any other questions, Mataji, regarding the any other thing?
We can also offer, or the like my husband who is doing the
Yes,
puja
Mataji,
here.
in some sampradaya, I know in your Madhava sampradaya, usually only the men offer, but we can all offer, Mataji, no problem. Women also can offer, because we are the spirit souls, we are not the body. So Krishna says, Mami Pata Vyapasritya Episyu Papa Yona Sriyo Vaishya Tata Shudras. So nevertheless, even the women, even the Shudra, even the Vaishya, which are considered to be in the lower cadres, they can also come to him. Krishna said that everybody can approach me. So we are also allowed to approach Krishna. So we can offer Mataji. Because very difficult today's men, to keep them every time and make them offer. Because they rush to the office, they do that. Now, how can we get them? Unless otherwise they are already in Krishna consciousness. Unless otherwise they do it by themselves, Mataji. It's not very easy for us to make them to do. Isn't it, Mataji? Let us do it by ourselves. No problem.
And secondly, apart from milk, fruits, and the naivedyam, that is the
Yeah.
cooked rice and the payasam, is there any other thing that we can offer to God?
Everything that we cook, we can offer Mataji. Anything that we cook without onion, garlic, and mushrooms is offerable to Krishna. Because we are eating chapatis. So, because Krishna eats, we can also eat. We can offer everything to Krishna. Whatever preparation is made without onion, garlic, and mushrooms. Without these 3 ingredients, everything can be offered. And it is advisable to cook the sabzis and everything with ghee. Because ghee is in the form of goodness. So, if we are able to cook the preparation with ghee, that is even more preferred. Nevertheless, you can prepare with oil also. It is just a suggestion. So ghee preparation, using ghees for preparation is very advisable for Krishna. Everything that we eat, basically, we should offer it to Krishna. We should not eat anything that is not offered to Krishna. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, the food that is eaten for our own sense pleasure is a sin we are eating. So we should try to offer everything to Krishna. But this is a process. So because Krishna is saying like that, let's not get panicked and let's not say I'm eating sin. Because family should accept us. It's a transition for all of us who have taken the spiritual practices, because we are not independent. We have the family. Too much of transition from us also can irritate the family. So let us try to take baby steps, which we can make the changes, especially with respect to the bhoga. At least, as I said, one preparation, try to make it for Krishna. If you cannot make everything, suddenly from today, no, if the family is used to eat with onion, garlic, and you're saying, I will not cook onion, garlic, they will get irritated. But slowly feed them prashadam. It will so happen that they themselves will start liking that and they will develop distaste to this. So that's what happened to me in my own family. Now, nobody takes onion garlic at my home. Although I am doing the devotional practice of 16 rounds, my children also do little bit everything, but they are not doing. But at my home, nobody takes onion garlic. Even when my children, before eating, they check with me, is it already offered? They know that we cannot eat without offering. So they offer the food to Krishna and then only they eat. Even my husband, he also, whenever he cooks, he knows that he has to offer. So that practice, Mataji, when we start, it will automatically come in the family. I want you all to encourage the family members also to do. At least make them to offer some fruit or flower or at least water. Like we are conducting children classes for our students here, and we encourage them to do. And I hear from the parents, like one child, every day before she goes to school, she gives water to Krishna and she goes. And Krishna will be very pleased with the service, even though it is the smallest offering, but the child giving with the, with full heart and dedication, Krishna will be very pleased with the child. So we can all encourage our family members at least to offer a flower to Krishna every day. Something. Let us see, because we love our family, right? We want our family together, but in a Krishna conscious way, so that we all go back to Goloka or Vaikunta. We don't want to leave them back. And obviously, our bhakti will also have impact in them. When we are doing bhakti, our family members will also be having the impact of it slowly and steadily, because the process has started. Okay, Mataji, any other questions? Wish you all a very, very happy Krishna Janmashtami. I pray for all of us that we all advance in devotional service from wherever we are today. Little by little, little by little, let us make this life perfect by entering into the Krishna's planet upon leaving this body. Hare Krishna. That should be the goal of our life, ultimate goal of the life. Whereas we may have small, small goals to maintain our body and soul together. We need to work, we need to maintain the family, but our ultimate goal is to go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. भगवद गीता as it is की जय. So this is a Vaishnav pranam mantra we always sing, greeting all the assembled devotees who fulfill the desired dreams, because devotion happens at the best with the association. Seema Mataji, are you seeing the difference, Mataji?
Yes.
Last 2 weeks you had some more association. Is it helping you in your devotional practice?
Yes, it's helping.
Yes, Mataji. So let us all try to, if there is no association, let us try to create association. So that's how it happens. We can create association. We can inspire others also to take up Krishna consciousness, by which everybody is actually, Prabhupada said, Krishna consciousness is present in every living entity, but it is in the dormant stage. It just have to be awakened, because we are all as part and parcel. So we all love Krishna. Just because of the covering, we are not able to realize that. So it has to be awakened by reading the Shastras, by chanting the Mahamantra, and by coming in the association of the devotees. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.